coach Matt LaFleur, fresh from a terrific 13-3 baptismal season, simply had enough of Aaron Rodgers' act and wanted to change the narrative. With the first-round talent on the roster, the Packers would gain leverage with their imperial quarterback and his passive-aggressive style. If the Packers do indeed want to become a running team next season, they surely wouldn't want Rodgers rocking the boat and becoming even more difficult to coach. Stephen A., what message are the Packers trying to send to Rodgers?
It's basically saying that they don't give a damn about how he feels, and they've empowered Coach LaFleur. And to me, it's mind-boggling. First of all, let's understand something. Everybody talked about, this was his baptism, his rookie year in the National Football League as a head coach. Let's think about that 13-3 record. Let's think about why he took the job in the first place. Could it have something to do with the fact that Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback? You're damn right it did. This guy, Matt LaFleur, was the offensive coordinator, if I remember correctly, Dan Orlovsky, for the 27th ranked team, 27th ranked offense in the National Football League. That means that you were the bottom 5 in the entire NFL. And you somehow, some way, you got the head coaching job, okay? And so now after 1 year on the job, with Aaron Rodgers being your quarterback, with Aaron Rodgers supposedly having a bad year, throwing 26 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions, and throwing for over 4,000 yards, that's a bad year for Aaron Rodgers. We're being told via an article that Matt LaFleur didn't want to cave in or give in to Aaron Rodgers, which is something you told us many, many times over the last few months, Dan Orlovsky. That's what you were talking about, what you heard about Matt LaFleur. My point is, who the hell is he? And who the hell is anybody to think that they should matter more than Aaron Rodgers? If you want to get rid of Aaron Rodgers, that's an entirely different thing. I understand that. Okay, that's fine. That's your loss. But to me, to have him as the quarterback for this franchise, this is a guy that has thrown for 364 career touchdowns and just 84 interceptions. He has a near 5-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He has not thrown double-digit interceptions since 2010. That Super Bowl year, 2010, he only threw 11 interceptions that year. The most interceptions he's ever thrown in a season was 13. He is the creme de la creme. He is elite in every fashion. And whatever you want to say about his personality or whatever, it certainly doesn't negate the fact that the dude has carried the franchise on his shoulder for a decade. He's gotten results far more often than not. I think he's been to like 4 or 5 NFC championship games. Plus, he's a Super Bowl champion. And so a guy that's coaching in his first year, that when he was an offensive coordinator, his offense was the 27th ranked offense in the National Football League. He gets there 1 year, and he's not going to back down from Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to take that. We need to keep his feet to the fire. You got to be kidding me. This is embarrassing to me. It really, really is.
Well, it's not like his GM came out and said he didn't want to miss out on drafting Russell Wilson when Aaron Rodgers was in his prime, and that's why he did it. I mean, there's a real double standard here with Carson Wentz, Dan Orlovsky, but you and I will discuss that maybe another day. Let me say this about Aaron Rodgers. The message being sent here by Matt LaFleur, who I've been saying since last year seems not to like Aaron Rodgers. The message seems to be, and he's not wrong, NFL, it's really more about the coach. I say this all the time. Major League Baseball, it's the GM. NBA, it's the players. NFL, it's the coach. Of course, it's all three, but primarily I'm talking about. You don't have to have a quarterback be at his statistical best and put up big numbers in order to get the best out of your group. Sometimes the quarterback should do less. So sometimes you need to build the whole thing around Lamar Jackson and have his numbers look amazing, and that's the best thing for the team. At other times, you could have a prime Tom Brady, as Bill Belichick did, or a young Tom Brady, and say, no, it's not about his stats looking so good. We need him to game manage and then be big on third down, and that's the best thing for the team. And the message being sent to Aaron Rodgers here is, yeah, you can do things no one until Patrick Mahomes came along could do, but that's not necessarily what we need to do to win. So they don't draft a wideout, right? Aaron Rodgers wants a wideout. They don't draft a wideout. What does that mean? They get A.J. Dillon. What does that mean? Don't they already have a running back? Well, maybe Aaron Jones becomes kind of a wideout sometimes. That's the GM and the coach especially saying, let me take these pieces and move them around the way I can. Look, there's no extra message in the sense that He's around the same age Brett Favre was. They drafted a quarterback, in this case, traded up to draft a quarterback right around the same spot. They drafted Aaron Rodgers right around the same age, right around the same draft pick. Obviously, the writing's on the wall. Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the quarterback past this contract. That's what they're saying. But in terms of the message to Rodgers right now, it's this league is about the coach, brother. Even the best quarterback ever, right? It's still about the coach because we won 13 games last year with one of the worst seasons of Aaron Rodgers' career, but the team had one of the best win totals, and that's the message being sent.
Max, the reason why you can't use the Brett Favre analogy is, one, Brett Favre had talked about retirement a bunch before the drafting of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has not talked about that. And two, Aaron Rodgers was a thought of top 5 pick that fell to them. Jordan Love was not, and they went to go get Jordan Love. That's why the comparison between Favre and Rodgers and Love doesn't matter. The message here is that they chose the future over the present. And there's no other way that you can describe it. If the coach is trying to send the message that he's important, well, the coach better understand that the players that you surround the quarterback with are more important than the coach's scheme. And I've looked at this a bunch of different ways. We've heard Dan Graziano go on Get Up and talk about their general manager, Brian Gutekunst, talks about Matt LaFleur was the hire for now, but it was also the hire for the future. All right, well, that's a hint at their vision, the future within that comment. And then they trade up to get Jordan Love in the first round, which does nothing for now, but it's a thought for the future. So 2 really impactful moments that the Packers have their vision on the future rather than the now. And the second thing is this. I had gone on Get Up, a month ago, and I had said there was 5 older quarterbacks in the NFL, and it would be fascinating to see which team handled the offseason in the draft to make sure they made one final run, and if there was a team that didn't. The 5 quarterbacks are Rodgers, Rivers, Roethlisberger, Breeze, and Brady.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.